could start it now and then work on it until the end of the year. And then at the end of the year, you get your time and you're good.
So I have a question for you girls. I guess I'm a little confused. I think my work probably will count, so I probably won't have to worry about it. But I'm just trying to figure out the certification for marriage and family studies. What does it really mean when you have that certification? You guys know?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to it because
you weren't going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have one class left. So yeah, I'm not going to devote the time for it, at this point.
Well, were you talking about that special class that they just started offering for the fall? Okay.
The what? Okay. I guess I missed an email.
It came out, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it came out about a couple months ago, sometime in that span. like around the first month of the semester. I remember getting an email they were going to start offering like a new class.
Well, now you have to take 2.
And then you get a certification. Usually a certification just looks good on your resume. It just shows like added education. So it's almost like a minor, but not as good as a minor. So
yeah, they just sent out an email about it on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Then I missed that.
The certification. But they changed how they're doing internships too. So you can either do an internship like how you have always been able to do it, or you can do, I'm probably not explaining it right, but there's an alternative to doing an internship if you can't do an internship, where you take like classes or something. I don't really know, but
so I actually know a lot about it, about that, the option to the internship, because I was like, I have little ones, like I don't want to put them in daycare to go do an internship, because so I called my advisor to have her explain it some more. And yeah, you go to these certifications and all of the options are to become educators of that class. So for example, there's like a pairs one. So by the time you're done with that certification, like you fly out to Colorado or something, you go to 4 days, and then at the end, you're certified to teach that. So you could, you get the certification, it can go on your resume, and you're also done with the internship in 4 days.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and so the other ones are, like there's one that's Bringing Baby Home by Gottman. You go learn about how to teach parents how to handle the stress of a newborn, and then you come back and you can teach it at hospitals.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
And so yeah, they're all certifications to be teachers.
You have to go somewhere though to get this certification?
All of them but one. All of them but one. One of them you can just do all of it online. They'll send you the packet and you can do all of it, and you have to take a test to prove that you did all the studying, and then you're certified. But all the rest of them, you have to pay, fly out to the place, and it's usually 2 to 4 days.
And do you have to be an online student to do those options?
I don't think so. I think it's available to all marriage and family studies majors.
Okay.
But in order to do...
You have to go away then, Sophie? You're going to have to, go away to get this done?
Yeah, so I talked to my husband about it, because either if I do an internship and I don't do an online one, like say I do a local one, that'd be 15 hours a week. And so that would be during the day. So I'd have to go drop off my baby and pay someone to watch her for 8 weeks or whatever. And that would be really stressful, I think, on my family. Whereas a certification up front, I might pay $500 to $1,000 based on the flights, but I'm done in 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, and then what we decided is that we would look at the locations and maybe like make it a family vacation. And
smart, actually.
That's like Sean.
Really smart. Yeah.
And what we decided is we would take off work, like Sean would take off work, and he and Hazel can go play while I'm at the conference.
Oh, yeah.
That's really smart.
So that's what we decided. So in order to do it, you have to talk to your counselor.
Okay.
And you have to give her the reason why. And I mean, you can either email or call them. So I emailed her and I said, you know, it's just not going to work for my family to do an internship. I don't want to have someone watch my baby for a whole semester. I would rather go to a certification conference for 4 days. And she was like, okay, you're approved to go.
Awesome.
That's really smart.
I think I'll have to go check that, like, with my counselor now, my advisor.
Do you know where they are, Sophia?
Yeah, so what I've noticed is most of them are either in Colorado, Seattle, North Carolina, or California. So that's where most of them are.
That sounds
fun. Yeah, so you
can.
That
email that talks about taking both of those, Sophie, what does that mean? Because it talks about taking the 7 principles one and the
bring baby
home.
Yeah, so they chose the easiest ones and combined them, which is a bummer because I was going to do the bringing baby home, which is only like a 3-day conference. It's the easiest one.
You've been through it before.
I've had a baby, so I'm like, I think I'll just do that one. And it was in San Diego. I was like,
that's so nice.
So the 7 principles one, how long does that take?
That one's a 4-day one. So now they've now required you have to go to both of them. So if I were to do it, I'd have to pick, I'd have to sign up for the bringing baby home, and then sign up for the other one. And that'd probably cost Sean and I like $2,000.
Yes.
So I probably won't do that. And yours, right? Is that what you're saying? Because you're including like airfare and all of that?
Yeah. Yeah, like airfare, hotel costs. Oh. So I'll probably do one of the other ones that's like in Colorado and only costs like $300 for the conference. And we can just drive. Like, probably what we'll do, and that'll be much cheaper. So,
wow.
But yeah, I went through each one. I like looked at every single option. But yeah, there is the cheapest option. Besides like a Colorado $300 drive there and back one, is the one where you do it all online, where you like pay, I think like $600. They'll send you the pamphlets, and you take a test at the end. So that's.
And how do you find out all of these, the ones that you would have to take? Is there like a website or something?
You know the email that they just sent? That said, let me see what the name of it is, so I can tell you exactly. It's called.
Is it slight change to the certification option?
Yeah, yep. Slight change to certification. If you let me.
It was just saying.
Open it. I'm pretty sure there's a PDF on there.
Yeah, there is.
That has all of them listed. Let me see if it does. I'm just opening it up. Yeah, it does. Yep. So all of them are on that PDF. And I went through each of them. Like, you can go to the website and learn all about it.
That's attached to the recent email?
Yeah.
Yeah. The PDF that's attached.
Okay, I'll have to look at it. mean, I don't have to do it, but I'm wondering, I have the work thing going, and I've done a couple other internships because it just looks really good for employment purposes. It just,
yeah, well, the nice thing about internship looks really good on your resume, but a certification does too. Like getting one of these, especially if you want to do something therapy-wise, they could see this and go, "Oh, you can teach this course?"
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought it was neat to just have it, you know what I mean, on top of it. I mean, I don't know. I kind of know like what jobs I want to get into and kind of how much I want to earn. I've gotten to that point where I kind of did it backwards. So I know what it's going to require to get better pay in this field. And so I already knew that. So, but I'm like, okay, but the certification I think would just add to it, you know?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, you can look at these and see what one would apply. Most of them are about marriage. Like you'd be certified to teach about marriage afterwards. So
eat ice cream. That's my advice.
And you know what? Your practicum that you take, you have to teach. That's the project you have to do, is you have to teach a group your PowerPoint presentation. And so you could put that on your resume too.
So I had this like master plan that I would do this certification right before the practicum, which you can. And then I would just use that for my practicum.
Yeah, great idea.
Because I'd already be trained on how to teach.
Right.
So I was like, that's my plan. And my advisor was like, that's a great plan. But that's not happening anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to have a partner that you team teach with. I did mine by myself. It was just easier for me. It was too hard to coordinate everything with somebody else.
The homeless people I talk to. Can I count that?
Yeah. So you have to teach them a specific subject. Like mine was about communicating, coping and communication or something.
Yeah.
Did you do them at the church or something? Like where did you?
Yes. Yep.
I'm trying to decide. I think I'll probably focus on like marriage.
Yeah.
Stuff.
And you have to teach for 4 hours. So you either have to do 4 1-hour.
Oh, it's like who's gonna want to 4-hour things?
Oh my word!
Hardcore, you guys. So you either have to do 4 1-hour things, and then you just do the same thing to 4 different, but they have to be different groups of people.
But it has to be like just teaching a class. You can't go and like do 4, I don't know, go do some like service hours in correlation.
You have to have a subject that you're going to teach. You have to, there's a specific way that you have to map it out. Yeah. You have to do an assignment on how you're going to market your class to whoever, and who are you going to market it to? Are you going to post it on Facebook? Are you going to make flyers? Are you going to do whatever?
I've seen a lot of people posting it on Facebook, like, because I'm in Rexburg, you know, so everybody's like posting. You have like a bunch of the marriage and family students posting about like classes that they're hosting and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's a long.
So you can do like 4 1-hours. You can do 2 hours, or 1 4-hour, however you want to do it.
And that's why
I do monthly workshops right now with people.
So pick something that you do a workshop on and do that. Make that be your practicum thing. But you have to do a whole PowerPoint presentation that you have to turn in. Mine was 86 pages long.
Oh my God.
So it's like hardcore.
Oh geez, I'm so nervous.
And I think I did 2 2-hour ones. So I did. I don't remember what I did. I think I did 2 2-hour runs.
Right, Karen?
What's that?
It can't be the same thing. It had to be like one on one thing, one on the other. You said you divided in 2 hours each. You can't do it just one topic, or it has to be 2 different things.
No, it's the same topic for everything. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So if you do the 4 4-hour things, then you would teach the same class 4 times.
Oh.
I just kept thinking of,
that's
okay,
easier than I thought.
4 hours. Nobody. I don't know. I know your tennis shoes are right there. Or you can do like a 2-hour class and then have them come back for another day for the other 2 hours. Or you can do a 2-hour to one group and the same 2-hour to the other group. You can do it all different kinds of ways, but you have to do 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was, for example, say I picked marriage and that I'd have to do 4 different lessons. Like, I don't know.
You can't just do marriage though. You have to pick something specific about marriage.
Well, yeah. So like I was wanting to do this, the Gottman principles.
Oh yeah.
Like focus in on that for it.
You could do and then work in like the love languages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Oh, that would be a fun one.
Really interesting because people seem to like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already done that before.
Did one. Oh, sorry.
It was and then in addition to your PowerPoint that you have to turn into her, you have to type out exactly what you said.
Oh no!
For each slide, if you gave them a handout, you had to give her a copy of the handout, and then say how you incorporated the handout. Oh yeah.
Remember what I said this morning.
If I'm not going to tell you it's like a huge big deal, I'd be lying to you. It was incredible amount of work.
And that's the reason why I'm not taking 4 classes this fall.
It was, I'm not going to say it was hard because like mine was on coping skills and communication and all that. So it's a class that you take. You take a class on coping. I can't remember what the class is called. Have you guys taken it?
Yeah, I'm taking it right now. The family stress and coping.
Yeah. Family stress and coping. Yep. So it's kind of like I used that class and then took just like, and we talked about love languages in that too.
Okay.
I talked about that in my thing, but yeah.
So are you saying like we could pick the statistics class and
how that's crazy? I failed. Hey, Sophie, so has it helped? Has your stress and coping class helped?
You know what? I am doing the worst in that class.
And in your coping skills?
Well, it's just so funny because part of my brain thinks like this is my easiest class.
Yeah.
I'm just not studying as hard. So like statistics, right. I'm studying like crazy, and I have a better grade than I do in the stress and coping class because I am like, I don't need to do all the reading. Like this makes sense to me, and then I like fail the quiz.
The class that was the hardest for me as far as the marriage and family classes was the theories class. When you had to.
That was a tough class.
It was hard.
I remember.
So hard. And so that class was hard. So
yeah.
I still did well, but oh man, holy cow, it was hard.
It was tough.
And the practicum class isn't hard, I would say. It's just a colossal amount of work.
Yeah, I'm so nervous. You guys are making me nervous to take that practicum class and that research class.
I mean, I learned so much. And take it from...
You said Amanda Beal. You told me Amanda Beal.
She was fantastic. She was so good.
I don't know
So good. But I remember handing in my rough draft for my PowerPoint, and she'd come back and go, you need like 30 more slides. This isn't enough. So you could add some stuff here, you could add some stuff here, but you need like 30 more slides.
Oh my.
Like, so is there like with their practicum? Someone who's tired and doesn't want to look at all those slides that we give them?
Oh, she does. She looks at everything. Everything.
Why are we Mormons such overachievers? Man, it's like, stop this already.
I was going to originally do my classes at my house, and she said, you can't do that. You have to do them somewhere else. That's trash. So at a church building, at a school, at a whatever.
And is she the only teacher who does the practicum?
No, I think there might be more than one more, but I know there's at least one more. But she was great. She was so great. Very peppy, very upbeat, very helpful. Okay. You could email her and say, I am stuck. I don't know what to do. And she'd be like, okay, this, and this, you know? And then you're like, oh, duh. I forgot all about that, you know? And then and she'd go, so if you talked about this, you could probably get like 5 more slides out of this, you know? And so she would do stuff like that. So she was super helpful in helping you get it done. So I don't know, maybe it would have been easier if I had a partner, but for me, because I tried to do it with a partner, and it wasn't because of my partner that it was hard. It was just, she had her own style of doing things. I had my own style of doing things. And we both wanted to, you know, it was easier for us to do it the way that was easiest for us. Not necessarily, I don't want to do it the way you want me to do it. I want to do it the way I want to do it. That makes sense to me. And so we just said, okay, let's just do our own thing. And then you can do it when you want. You don't have to have a meeting and, oh, I have to get together at 6 and dang it, I'm not home yet. Or, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So for me, it was just easier to do it myself.
So. Julia, are you taking it this fall?
Yeah, I'm taking it this fall.
Me too.
I don't know who, I guess I could check really fast who my teacher is. Yeah. And then, I think I explained this to you guys before, but so my husband is like, I don't know what's going on still. He's explained it to me multiple times. But anyway, he's not getting financial aid anymore for the rest of, so for our last 2 semesters, he won't be getting financial aid. And so I shoved 12 credits into fall semester. And I'm just hoping it all works out, because I was just looking in there, all of my 400 classes, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Where does it say the teacher?
Yeah, I'm not getting financial aid for my last 2 semesters either.
Yeah.
Because I only have 1 class this semester and 1 class my last semester, so you can't get financial aid when you're not enough, you know.
I do see the flamingo bug.
I can do it.
Anyway, so you guys know, I sent a rough draft over to our teacher. She was great. She said it looks great. She just wanted me to change a few things. So I made those corrections. I sent it back to her, and I'm just waiting for her to respond. So
awesome.
She'll probably get back to me tomorrow, I'm guessing.
Okay.
And so as soon as I get it back saying, yep, it looks good, then I'm going to submit it. So it'll be submitted probably tomorrow.
Great.
So even though it's in our section, we don't submit anything, right? This part, it's just you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Well, is everybody ready for the quiz?
And I have the output, Lena, and I need to send that to you.
What's that?
The output for our data.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it saved. Send it to you.
Okay.
Which will make
so then when you go to conferences and stuff, it'll be a little bit easier.
Yeah, that'll make things a lot easier for you, Lena, because you could just look at the output and pull out the test
my portion is doing inferences. What does that mean exactly? Remind me again.
So
you're going to be like the confidence intervals and the p-value and the
test statistic.
All of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. You'll probably have to do a snapshot of the applet would be my guess.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll
it'll make more sense when I look at it. You know what I mean? Because right now I can't even wrap my brain around it. I'm like, so I'm hoping.
And then you'll include the QQ plots on your part, because I asked her about that and she said no, that goes on the next part.
Okay.
But the QQ plots are already done. So
Lena, we can help you on Tuesday.
Yeah, because Sophie helped me a lot. I called her on Wednesday and she was nice enough to.
Awesome.
Is it due next week?
It probably is due next week.
No, I don't think
so. Yeah.
Actually, hold on.
That would make sense because then there's only one more week of school after that.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's due next week. We probably should start the PowerPoint.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just to like get everything together, and then also, I guess we can. Yeah.
Is there a sample one? Does she give us a sample one for what she's expecting with the inferences?
Not yet.
July 15th, the inferences is due.
What's that?
July 15th. So
yeah, that's next.
If my calendar would ever come up. Next Saturday, week from Saturday.
Okay.
And you have to submit your rough draft or whatever to her by Thursday.
If you want her to check it and then give it back to us or whatever.
Yeah, because if I would have turned in what I handed in, we would have gotten points taken off.
Oh, dang.
Because I included the confidence interval stuff and she didn't want that. That goes on your part. I probably would have included the QQ plots on it, but that's on your part. It doesn't go on this part.
Okay. And does she want us to talk? Is she gonna want us to talk about it, or is it just doing them and taking pictures of them and putting them? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the part. The only part.
You have to write out some stuff. If you go to the content tab and then pull up the make inferences thing.
Content?
Yeah,
group
the content
project
tab.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kind of at the very bottom.
I'll look it up.
And it gives you kind of an outline of what you need to do. And so if you just follow that kind of exactly, not kind of exactly. And then submit what you have to her, then she'll tell you what you need to change or do different or whatever.
Okay. Will you go ahead and send me that stuff then?
It's on your dashboard thing.
No.
So if you
our data.
The output.
Yes, I will.
Dang.
Yep.
Why don't you send her the data theme too, the SPSS?
Yes.
Data.
Yep.
That'll help, I think. Cool.
Okay. Should we start this quiz? Hopefully it won't take very long.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are we ready to start?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Thanks for being willing to talk about all the crazy stuff we have to do for this major.
I know.
Well, who better else to talk to about it than other people in the major? I feel like
it's really helpful, actually.
Especially like if you're an online student, I feel like that's super helpful too. Because you're not on campus to talk to other students about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is everybody open to the quiz?
Getting there.
Hold on, you guys.
And where?
Hello? Yes.
You guys, this quiz doesn't look terrible. I think
No,
it'll be okay.
it looks pretty easy.
Yeah, but then the homework quiz won't.
I
I'm like really not feeling the love right now. Okay.
I have a feeling we're going to be needing SPSS, so I'm pulling it up.
Yeah, we do.
I should have had that ready, but I didn't.
You guys, I'm slightly nervous for our final exam.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I love you guys, but you guys are like full of bad news today. I gotta be
Okay, let's talk about. Let's see, happy things. My baby learned how to touch the doorknobs tonight.
Nice.
Is that really good?
Well, it can be because she keeps shutting herself into the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
get herself out. Maybe.
That could be a good thing.
Yeah. My daughter is walking now. She's just started today, just walking all over the apartment. So,
Oh,
Fun.
that's fun. How old is she now?
she is 11 months old as of yesterday.
Whoa, so she's walking early.
Yeah, I guess it's like runs in the family. I don't know if that's like a hereditary thing, but my husband was walked around like 10 months old and his dad did too. Because my son was like, he was like 15 months old before he started walking, so I was even interested in it. Yeah.
Okay, is everyone ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Almost. Sorry.
You're good.
And I'm already exhausted, and I'm looking at the first equation, and I'm like, I mean, it looks familiar to me because it's the y-intercept, but I'm already kind of feeling foggy.
No worries. That's why you have a group.
Yeah.
That's why you have us.
Are you guys, if you guys are all ready, then go ahead and I'll catch up.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want to hold us back because we're already 9 o'clock.
Just check.
So question 3 says we want to know the y-intercept, and that's usually the first number in the equation. So it would be 2.0.
Uh-huh. So if I'm understanding correctly, this linear regression equation is just like the equation of a line, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just fancy named.
So
Yeah,
the answer is just 2.0?
Yeah, it's just the 2.0.
Man, I thought I was solving for y. I was so confused.
No. And then question 4 is the slope, and that's the second number, right? The 1.5.
Uh-huh.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so question 5 looks like we actually do the equation thing.
Yeah. We have to plug in x.
All right, I need to get my calculator out. Okay. Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
Did you guys get one?
Still working on it.
Okay.
Yes, I got one.
I got one.
Great. So we just have to put 1.0 because it wants a decimal.
1.0.
Karen, are you with us?
Yes, and I got one too.
Okay.
Boy, that was easier than I thought.
I know.
I don't understand all these equations. I'm very scared. But that was easy. Okay, I'm good. Okay, number 6. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay, for the next 7 questions, use the data file math self-efficacy.save. Be sure to use the confidence data for the explanatory variance or variable and the score data as the response variable.
Oh,
Make a
that's
scatter
good to know.
plot of the math self-efficacy data of the 3 data shapes introduced in the reading. Which shape best describes these data?
Okay, let me just a second. So the response variable, I have to write these down because I have such a hard time figuring those out. Let's see. So the response variable, with,
I have to go back to my notes to find out what the heck we're supposed to do.
which is the dependent variable, which is y equals score. Okay.
Is that the one in SPSS where we're finding the estimated regression coefficients?
What?
Yeah, it gives instructions in SPSS to find the estimated regression coefficients.
Why does that not make sense? I don't know.
And then the y-intercept is the BO, and then the slope is the B1.
Okay, no.
That's
We
not
aren't
the
doing-
right one.
That's not what we're doing right now.
What are we doing?
We need to do a graph.
Okay. And okay, so it could be a scatter plot, right?
Oh, a scatter plot. Duh.
Yeah, so we go to graphs, then legacy dialogues, scatter dot,
Where is my thing?
define it, and we know that y is the score, and the confidence is the x.
Okay.
And we'll just press OK. Oh, well, that's terrible. Oh, buddy. All right. I don't know. I'm gonna like do the line thing.
Let's see.
Draw a line for me.
Where's my notes?
So,
Okay, let me see.
so we need to know if it's a hot dog, a hamburger, or a banana. Well, it doesn't look like a banana, so that's good. I would say it doesn't look like a hot dog. I mean, a hamburger, because. So I guess we got a hot dog shape. Wow.
Okay, so you guys, I'm so sorry. So graphs, legacy dialogues, and then I go to scatter dot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do a simple scatter.
Yep.
Yes.
And then my y-axis is going to be
The score, I believe, right?
Score. Yeah.
and And then the X is going to be the confidence.
Yeah.
And that's all I do? And then
Yeah.
okay?
Yep.
Did you already decide on the shape?
Hot dog.
I think it's a hot dog.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wasn't sure if we had talked about it yet. But
It doesn't look fat enough to be a hamburger unless you're going with like a McDonald's hamburger. You know?
yeah, it definitely looks hot doggy.
It's like a hot dog. Okay.
Have you guys gone on to number 7?
I'm reading it.
I'm just reading it. I can read it out loud.
Okay, go.
Based on the shape of the scatter plot you produced, which was a hot dog, in the last question, what can you say about the appropriateness of using simple linear regression to model these data? Simple linear regression is appropriate for these data. If simple linear regression is used for these data, the results will not be reliable. Simple linear regression is not appropriate for these data. Isn't it only unreliable if it's not shaped right and if it has a negative?
I'm a little lost with that question because I don't really even know how to compute that.
Well, for sure we know that it works because it's the hot dog shape. Like, if it were a hamburger shape or a banana shape, it wouldn't work. So we know it will work.
Uh-huh.
My notes say regression allows us to write a linear equation that models the relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable, which we can use to predict the value of y for even any given variable x.
Yes. So, yeah, it won't work if our shape is weird.
Right.
And our shape wasn't, so I think it's appropriate.
That makes sense.
Yep.
The observations from the
data.
139.
Okay. How many observations are in the data?
Yeah, 139.
How did you get that?
I looked at the data view, and there's 139 lines.
The data view? Where did you get that?
It's what comes up when you clicked on graphs. It's a list of all of the data that's being used for that scatter plot.
Cool.
So when you first opened that that data file, that math self-efficacy, it brought up, you know, gender, score, whatever. And it's where you clicked on graphs for the very first time. And it has a list of all of the each piece of data that was used to create this graph.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it. Where do I go to see it? Because I'm where the data is right now.
Have it covered up. So it usually gets covered up when you try to SPSS do something.
So Lena, another option is just to scroll down all of the data to the very last row.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, it has 139.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that too.
Okay, but if I didn't do that, Karen, you're saying when I go where?
No, that's what I did.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know where else you would go to find that out. Or if there's another place to find it.
Right?
Yeah.
It also says it in the comments area. They're like, oh, there was 139 students. Okay, so now we have to do the analyze. Oh my goodness, my brain just died. Regression, linear thing.
Was that first thing I said?
I don't know.
Analyze, regression, linear, and then you move the dependent variable into the dependent box.
Okay, and the dependent one was score, is that correct?
Yes. And the independent was the confidence.
Okay.
And let me see what else. Oh, and then click OK. That's it.
Okay, so.
Okay.
And then there should be a.
What is it asking us for again? I'm sorry, gosh.
It wants us to do the Y and the score. So
and their regression coefficients are given in the table under
coefficient.
The heading unstandardized coefficients below the subheading letter B as in boy.
Yeah,
oh, there it is. Coefficients.
18.690.
What
Yeah.
that is?
The y-intercept.
And what was the other thing we needed to do?
The slope.
The slope. And I can't remember. That was confusing.
The slope is the next number under B.
Oh, that's it?
The 12.695, right?
Yeah, 12.695.
I was making it.
Another way of saying X, right? Isn't like the slope always go with X? Is that right?
It's always next to X.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, sorry. I'm like trying to follow along with you guys. Like, I've gotten this far with R. So, okay, so yeah, my y-intercept is showing up as 12.695.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the slope, right?
Oh, that's the slope?
Yeah.
No, yeah, sorry. That's the slope.
Okay.
8.690 is going to be your y-intercept.
18 or 8?
18.
Okay. Okay, that's what I got. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, it's like you know how when you do like plain text and like the formatting gets all like messed up, and so I'm like trying to read it and like anyway, it just looks like it's not lined up. Okay.
So the next problem has us plug in 4 for X. So if we did the 18.690 plus 12.695 times 4 thing. Okay.
69.47?
That's what I got. But we have to put a 0 on the end. Looks like. Did you guys get that too?
Yes.
Karen and Julia?
9.47.
Awesome.
Okay.
We're almost done! Woohoo!
Almost there.
I thought I was losing it for a second there, but I.
Oh my gosh. This seemed more complicated than what it's seeming now, but I think when I do the homework, I'm going to be like, I don't understand what's happening right now.
Yeah.
But, okay. Should I read 12?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Confidence data resulted from students evaluating their confidence for each question on a scale of 1 to 6. What is the maximum predicted value of y for these values of x? Because there is a positive correlation, we can use the largest x value to find the largest predicted value of y.
What is that? Oh my gosh.
They're talking about.
Happened.
Okay. Let me think for a second. So they can only say 1 to 6. So like the highest would be 6. Is that right?
Sure.
Let's go to the data and see.
So in my notes I have SPSS to predict the value of Y for any specified value of X. Is that what we're trying to do?
Yeah, so the highest is 6 that they can say.
So it says scroll down to the bottom of your list of data in SPSS. After the last row of data, type the value of X for which you want to predict the value of Y in the cell after the last row in the X column.
So
if you want to predict the body length of an estuary something crocodile with a head length of 87 centimeters, then you would type 87 at the bottom of head length count column. Do not type anything else in the column corresponding to the dependent variable. Otherwise,
okay, so I
blah, blah, blah.
looked at the data, and somebody gave a confidence of 6.
Oh.
And their score was 93.3. So what we can do, I think we could just take that equation that we just did with the 4 and just put a 6 in there and see what we get. I think that's
okay.
I think that's what we can do.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that because that's what I was doing. Oh my god. Thank you.
I think that's exactly what we do. So just put 6 in there.
Okay.
And it should be yeah, it should be super close to 93.
Okay.
95.13. Yeah.
I got
94.86.
That's what I got too.
Let's go with that.
Okay, 94.86.
Wait a minute. And for that, you guys just did 12.695 times 6 and then 18.690 plus that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys got what was it? Because I got 95.13.
Yeah, 94.86.
You might have to do it one more time. I'm sorry.
Oh,
totally. Go for it.
Okay.
Wow, well, they made that tricky.
94.86. You guys are good.
Oh, you don't have to be scared, bud.
And something just says, they just say.
Okay, go ahead and go potty. It was probably mommy you were hearing.
Are we rounding this 3 decimals or what?
Yeah.
No?
I just had it as 0.
94.860. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go potty, bud?
Oh my goodness.
I
Question
don't remember reading anything about this. I kind of went back to my notes.
You know, what did I feel like I wrote down something about this.
Man, I stink. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Let's see. How many explanatory?
I don't know if it relates at all, but I put in this course we will relate one independent variable to one dependent variable.
Yeah, I'm thinking 1.
2.
2?
How do you get 1 if there's one dependent and one independent?
There's just 1.
Independent variables are present in a simple linear regression.
Oh, except
I
for
say 1.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
No, you're good.
This variables period. I'm like wanting to do my own problem.
You just want this to be over, Karen, and I don't blame you.
What?
You just want this to be over, and I don't blame you.
The 14 and 13 seem too easy. It's
I think 14 is 1 too.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, last question. I can read this one.
Almost done.
A company in South Dakota manufactures hard hats used in the mining industry. They record measurements on all the hats they produce for quality control and planning purposes. The measurements they collect include hat size, circumference of the hat, and lengths of the major and minor axes. Axes? Something like that. Meaning the company wants to predict the size of the hat given the circumference. What is the response variable?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So Wait, so
Circumference?
something has to be explaining something else.
They want to predict the hat given the circumference.
So I would say the hat is the response.
You would? Why?
Well, the circumference is the data you
Never
want.
get the right answer.
Well, no, let's like talk it out. Maybe I'm wrong, but like, so the circumference is what we have, right?
Yeah. No, I think you're right, and I'm also only getting this from reading the answers, because so in the question it's saying that the company wants to predict the size of the hat given their circumference, and so the only answer that says because it is being used to predict the wait, that's wrong. I just talked it out. Okay, so it's not that one. Because they want to predict the size of the hat, so it's the last one. That makes sense? I'm not saying that for sure. That's how I'm working it out in my head.
So so here's something I wrote down. The explanatory is used to predict the response. So we are predicting the hat. So that means the explanatory is the circumference.
Okay.
So
I thought
that's a better explanation than what I was trying.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm confused. I thought it was the circumference that we are predicting, though.
No.
No,
because the size of the hat.
As we're trying to predict the size of the
circumference, though. It's the hat because of the circumference, right?
Yeah, so the response variable is the hat because the circumference is explaining it. Right?
I'm lost.
So we want to find the hat, and it says the circumference is predicting it. Right? Meaning the company wants to predict the size of the hat given the circumference. So the circumference will predict the hat. So
it's the last
one?
I think it's the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it backwards.
I thought it was the last one.
No. So if it was saying what is the explanatory variable, it would be the last. It'd be the very last one.
Okay.
But they want the response variable.
Okay. Goodness gracious.
So
yeah, I have all sorts of messed up on that one.
Yeah.
Because the hat is dependent.
I am not.
I always.
I don't know if I understand that very well.
Me neither.
I had to look at my notes because it says the explanatory variable is used to predict. So since they're using the circumference to predict the hat, that's why I think the hat is the response.
And it's even saying that the company wants to predict the size of the hat, and they're going to give us the circumference.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
But I don't know why that's the first one and not the last one.
Me neither.
I mean, I don't know why it's the first one rather than the third one.
So, okay. Because it's the variable being predicted. Let me think of it a different way. How else could I explain it? Okay. So if you were going to, the equation, the linear regression equation?
Yeah.
How when we get the numbers, we always put in x and then we find y?
Yes.
So if we were trying to find something, it says here we want to find the hat, then we'd put the hat as the y. So, because we don't know, it says they don't know the data of the hat, so that's always the y hat, haha. And and the information that you do know is x. So that's the circumference. So we do know the circumference. So if you can think of it.
Girls. So I have a question. So this
Okay.
regression equation, when and how do we use that?
When we don't know something. When we don't know all of the data. So you remember the crocodile thing? He had the size of the head, but he didn't know the size of the body. And so he put the size of the head in the X equation. And then because he had the equation, suddenly he knew the size of the body because it gave him Y. So I think you just use that when you don't have all of the data.
But what do you put, like, what does BO and the B1 versus X1, X2, how do you figure out what is what in the equation?
How did they come up with the BO and the B1, or?
No, I mean, like when in terms of numbers, when you actually have numbers, do you incorporate this equation and how?
So, okay, so say they gave us this question 15, right? And they told us, okay, X equals the circumference and Y equals the hat, and you want to know how big this hat will be. Your circumference, and they give you a circumference. So like the circumference is 30 centimeters. I don't know, that seems massive, but you would then put 30 into the equation and you would get an answer, right? And that would be the size of the hat.
Okay, and where would you put 30 in this equation then?
As X.
So you would go B0 plus B1 times 30?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Just like what we did on question 11 and 12.
Right, but that's my thing though. When you add the two B's, I mean, is B going to be replaced with a number 2?
Yeah, B is always replaced by formerly known data.
Okay, so the X becomes the actual measurement, or what they give us?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I already submitted mine and we got 100%.
Yay. Great.
Go team, go.
Cool. All right, so we'll meet Tuesday.
Yes. And in the meantime, Lena, I will send you those 2 files. So one will be your data set and the other one will be the output.
Okay, sounds
and
good.
The output is going to have pretty much all of the information you're going to need.
Okay, sounds good.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, y'all.
Oh, I can call Tuesday.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. See ya.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.